You're not gonna believe the absolute BS that has gone on while I've been trying to get a freaking PCR nose swab test to confirm I have COVID. Oh my god. Right, so I just got back from getting the rapid test for COVID, which is the antibody test. Because nobody has frigging come to give me the thing to see if I actually have COVID at this moment. Like, I called on Thursday the 19th, and they said, okay, someone will call you today or tomorrow. And they didn't call me until Saturday, Thursday the 17th. They said someone will call you. They didn't call me until Saturday the 19th. And they're like, okay, someone will come and test you either tomorrow, Sunday, or Monday. And guess what? Nobody showed up. And then I gave them another day for the benefit of the doubt. And still nothing. And then me and my mom were calling like every day. And nobody answered the COVID numbers. Or any other number, for that fact. And then finally, on the 24th, Christmas Eve, they answer. And they're like, okay, I'm going to escalate this to my supervisor. And they will call you today. And I was like, today? And they're like, today. And nobody called me. Nobody called me the day after, which is, not surprising. It was Christmas. So I called again on Saturday, the 26th. And I called the same number that said they were going to call me. And the girl that I talked to this time goes, that's a different sector. You have to send an email here. And I'm like, but then why did the other person tell me a supervisor was going to call me? Like, well, I didn't say that when I called the first time. So I sent an email to the email address she gave me with the information. And they emailed me back and they're like, sorry, we don't do that. We only give results. So I'm like, what the fuck? Then why did she tell me to... What the fuck am I paying health insurance for? Like, I'm not getting it through my job. I'm paying for it myself. Like, why am I doing this if I can't even get a freaking COVID test done? So, my singing teacher, because I had direct contact with her, they're not going to test her unless I come out positive. But if I can't get the freaking test, I can't come out positive. So she went to do the rapid test, and she told me where it was. I was like, okay, if I don't end up getting the test done, then I'll go and do that. So I did just go and do that. It was very quick, it was very easy, and I should have the results in like 20 minutes in my email. So, yeah. And the email where they said, we don't do that, we only give results. They're like, call these numbers. And it's like, they're the numbers that I've been calling and won't freaking pick up. So yeah. And the kicker is they're not allowed to be delayed by more than 2 days. You have to get tested within the first 2 days. And I've been waiting over a week. So yeah. I know I had it, but I want it to go into my medical history just in case my heart or my lungs or something are all freaking clotted up and whatnot, because apparently that's common. Yeah. I'm so mad. But also, yesterday was the last day of quarantine, and I'm happy about that. Like, I am a homebody, and I don't like to leave my house. But I don't like to leave my house under my own conditions. I don't want to be forced to stay home. I like having the option there. So yeah. update you when I have my results. I'm sure they're going to come out positive. So, yeah. As in, I'm positive for antibodies. The issue with this test is it's not as accurate as the freaking PCR, because the PCR tells you if you have it in the moment. This blood test about the antibodies says that you've previously had it, or you might still have it, but it doesn't specify. So it just says you have the cells in your body that were fighting or are fighting the infection, the virus. That's the issue with that. But guess what? It was also a lot cheaper, and if I can't get it through my insurance, then it's going to cost me 5,000 pesos. Well, a little less, but this was only 1,500 pesos. So guess what? Much easier to do that, especially when I know I had it, but I want it to go into my medical history, just in case something happens. I don't know. So yeah, I'll see you in a bit. Hello, it is me again. Guess what? The antibody test came back positive for both antibodies. What that means is that I had COVID at some point very recently, within the last 2 months at least. So that's what those tests mean, because they tested me for two antibodies, the IgM and the IgG. And based off of my internet research, I obviously could be wrong, but the IgM appears when your body first starts fighting an infection or a virus. Okay? Makes sense. However, later, within 2 months, it leaves. However, the IgG, it appears 7 to 10 days after you've gotten an infection or a virus. And based off my internet research, that can last up to 4 months. And so, I have had COVID within the last 2 months. Well, actually, I've had it within the last more than 10 days ago because of the IgG. And so I'm still waiting to get the freaking nose swab test because I need to see if I still have it. Another thing I wanted to say is because me and my class are all like keeping up with each other to see if everyone's okay, you know. And so I sent in my results for the antibodies into the group chat, and the teacher's like, she said that I should probably communicate with the doctors to, I don't know, to really see if I can go out and whatnot, because she doesn't think it's legal to be walking around if you have COVID. But it's like, they never came to freaking test me, so you can't arrest me if I complied with the 14-day quarantine that the doctor told me to do while I wait to get my test done. Like, it's not like I'm breaking any law, because I know I had it at some point now, because I went and paid out of my own pocket at a private freaking lab to get tested for the antibodies, but we don't know if I still have it or when I had it, because the doctors did not come and do the test like they said they were going to do. So you can't arrest me when I followed all the precautions. So I need to know if I still have it. Although I did read that after 10 days, obviously I could be wrong, I did read that after 10 days, you're no longer contagious as long as, or you can be around people, as long as you've gone more than 24 hours without needing to take drugs to lower your fever. I never had a fever. And as long as your symptoms have gotten better, which is the case for me. Like, the only symptom I have now is I still can't smell for crap, and sometimes I'm still tired. But then again, I was tired before I even got COVID because I have hypothyroidism. So, yeah. Can't freaking arrest me for you people not doing your job in the medical field. Like, I know it's saturated. I know there's a lot of things going on. I know a lot of people are testing positive, and I know a lot of tests need to be done. But, like, if you can't test me when you say you're going to test me, give me a call. Or, like, they had this program where they were sending taxis to take people to go get the test done at the place. if they can't come to your house. So why didn't they just freaking do that? Like, even I suggested that on the 24th. Like, they could pay for it, they could take me, whatever. But, like, they were like, no, don't do that. It's like, okay. But I'm still waiting. You mother truckers. Yes, I'm laying down. My face is even fatter than usual. This is so tiring. I'm getting so annoyed. So on Instagram, I posted a video in Spanish explaining what I've been going through to try and get a freaking COVID test. And you know what? A lot of responses and stuff for me in general. And this morning I wake up and there's a comment from my teacher who also tested positive for COVID after our show. And she says, the IgM antibodies mean you still have COVID. I would suggest not going out until you're recovered. It looks like you got it later. I feel like there are many responses I have in my head. One of them being, that's ridiculous because we all started showing symptoms at the same time, right? We all woke up the following Monday with sore throats, headaches, some with fever, some with other things. So no, that's clearly not the case. We all got infected at the same time. My group, at least. I don't know when she would have officially gotten it. And I will admit I have a lot of anger in me. I do blame her for a lot of it. Like, obviously I could have said, no, I'm not doing the show. No, I'm not going to take off my mask when I sing. But I do feel like a large part of it, seeing her as an authority figure and her saying that she would follow the protocols at the show, in the classes and all that, is what got us all sick. That's my personal belief. And because if you saw in the clips that I posted in the show day vlog, you would see that there was no social distancing. The audience, a lot of the audience got sick. And there was no social distancing. We had to walk between people who were like this close to us. There was no social distancing whatsoever. And obviously, I don't know if there were people eating, but because it was a bar, it is largely possible. A lot of people did have their mask on, but still, it's not 100% protective. And so seeing a comment like that from her, she said it to me earlier too in the group chat, but it made me very angry, and it made me feel like it was very hypocritical. Obviously, I want no issues, but I'm literally complaining to my mom about everything. But I do feel like I feel like, and I had looked it up before I made those videos about the antibodies that I tested positive for. And yeah, one of them appears when your body first starts fighting a virus or an infection. But it can last up to 2 months. And the other one doesn't appear until 7 to 10 days after you have the virus. So I've had it for at least 10 days, and I've been in quarantine for 14 days, and I only left my house to go get the rapid test done because nobody else would do the other test that tells me if I have COVID in the moment. And I'm still waiting for that. I called again yesterday, and they called me back and said that between today and within 72 hours, I would get the test. Again, and you know why that is? I'm looking for my other phone. You know why that is? Because apparently they didn't register the first time I called on the 17th. They had no record of it. And so I'm kind of annoyed. Like, sorry, I'm the one who many times asked if the new limitations or statutes or whatever, the new rules for public gatherings, if they were going to affect us, and the answer every time was no, 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 even though a lot of them said, like, performances, theater, end-of-year activities. What is this show? It's a yet end-of-year activity. And there were... Each table was 4 chairs, if I remember correctly. And there were usually 4 people, like they were all full, except maybe the ones at the front, but I wasn't in the front. And there were booths that also seated like 4 people. And so I'm pretty sure there were at least 10 tables and 2 booths, and I'm sure that they were full. You know what that means? That there were like 48 people, plus the people who were there singing. And there were 6 of us, and at least 6 in another group. That means there were more than like 60 people there, in a closed space, no social distancing, and yet you're going to tell me not to leave my house because someone told you something about this antibody. Like, yeah, no, I'm not a doctor, but I did a simple Google search and I found a blog post citing a study that was done which showed the information about the antibodies that I tested positive for. So I feel very angry, I feel very annoyed, and obviously that's something in my head that I have to deal with. I want no issue, but I just want to express my anger, and I think I have a right to do that because the protocols weren't followed like we were told they were going to be. So, yeah. And honestly, I feel like it's to save face. Right, so they finally came to give me the PCR nose swab test last night at like 9:30 at night. And, yeah, it was quite the experience. First, she tried sticking it up this nostril and just going up to here, and I was like, okay, that's not so bad. I don't see why everyone says it's so uncomfortable. She's like, kept telling me to relax. I'm like, I am relaxed. And then she took it out and put it up here, and then I felt it like go into my brain, and my eyes started tearing up, and I was like, oh my god, what is this? What is going on? And then after she left, I got a headache. So, but my nose didn't bleed or anything, so I don't think I have any permanent brain damage. But yeah, so now I'm waiting to get the results. She said within 48 hours, but people have also said they've gotten it within 24. So I just hope I get it. Like, I know it's probably going to come out positive, but I've pretty much done all my quarantining. And I got the antibody test, which also shows I had it. This will just tell me if I still have it. But even so, the doctors are the ones who decide if you can stop quarantining or not. So I'll keep you updated. Hello guys, the verdict is in. It turns out I am positive for COVID-19. Oh, what a surprise. It's not like I had any symptoms, except coughing, a headache, a sore throat, loss of taste, loss of smell, nausea, diarrhea. I had no symptoms except all that. And it's not like I had any direct contacts who came out positive. except for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Except for 8 people, I had no direct contacts who came out positive. And it's not like a blood test also indicated that I had it at some point. Oh wait, it did. And now, it's not like I already quarantined for 18 days. Oh, but I did that too. So, I mean, really the point of getting it done was just to like have it in my medical history. And I'm pretty sure I don't have to quarantine anymore. No one even called me. I sent in an email to ask for my results and they got it back. Or they sent it back saying, yeah, the RNA for COVID-19 was detected in my system. So, yeah. It is now December 31st, end of the year. So yeah, I'm gonna chill, gonna shower, gonna get ready for tonight, to not leave my house. As I hope you guys are staying safe too, even if you have COVID, even if you are quarantining, or if you're not. Stay home, stay safe, make calls, go on Zoom, get drunk at home. It's fine. It's fine. 1 year is fine. Let's be safe. Let's have 2021 be a whole new vibe. Let's turn it into the roaring 20s without the depression, without the economic disasters, So yeah, I'm gonna finish this video here because I'm tired of talking about it. I'm sure you're tired of hearing of it. So yeah, I'm going to also start preparing content for next year. So wish me luck. Good luck to all of you, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!